Yeah. On me. You did? Okay. Big dog.
We ready? Are we ready, Dennis? How does he unmute himself?
There you go.
All right, there we go. We got it. Okay, well, let's go. Let's get the show on the road. Welcome, everybody. It's awesome to see everybody here. I'm Robby Allen, and we have Coach Dennis Williams here, and we're going to, be talking about, how to become a homeowner.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that home ownership is not just important. I think it's a foundation that leads to other opportunities. One of the biggest things about home ownership is that, it's an asset, right? So you build equity in that property. And also, I've owned homes before and I've rented before, and renting just sucks. That's all I can say. Renting sucks. You don't own the property. At any time, the landlord can come in and say, hey, I'm selling the property. You need to move. Every year, your rent goes up. And at least with the mortgage, you've got, you know that for the next 30 years, you're going to have a fixed mortgage. And so it's really important. So, we are going to go into, all the different, a lot of different parts of the home ownership or the home buying process. But I did want us, to just introduce ourselves a little bit and let y'all know, who we are and tell you a little bit about us. But Dennis, Dennis has been, working in the credit business and has helped thousands of people over the last decade. And so, Dennis, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about us, our intro, just our accreditations, that type of thing.
Yeah, for sure, man. Again, welcome everybody to the call. And again, I'm Coach D. Williams. I've been in this credit industry since 2011. So we've seen a lot of changes throughout the industry. We've also seen, pretty much, man, we've every level of it, we've dealt with it, and a lot of people that come to us, they want to purchase a home. And we've, like Robby said, we've been able to help thousands of people get into home ownership. Again, we've been doing this for years. Company is registered, we're bonded. We've again, our track record really does speaks for itself, because we really do focus on helping the people, versus not helping them. Like there's a lot of, we don't bash other companies or name drop or anything, but there are a lot of companies that all they do is send letters. That's what they do. It's not really sitting you down and really laying out a roadmap, a plan that's going to get you from A to Z as far as the home buying process goes. And that's what we want to do tonight is really lay out a plan for you guys.
Yeah. And we're going to show, we've got a great course that we're going to go over some points with you, but, with our home buyers program, that's through our company, Credit Restoration of Texas. As Dennis was saying, we're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. We're bonded, we're licensed, been in business over 15 years, thousands served. If you, Google Credit Restoration of Texas, you'll see lots of great 5-star reviews. You'll see just lots of, you'll see us on on TV, radio, all types of stuff, because we've been doing it a long time. We're one of the most established credit restoration companies in not just in Texas, but actually in the nation, much longer than most companies have been around. So, but today we're going to focus on our home buyers program. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get into the course.
Yeah.
And Dennis, while I do that, can you tell me a little bit about the course?
Yeah, for sure. So we've put together pretty much everything in one place. I know tonight we're talking about the home buyers program, which is the focus tonight. But inside the course, you guys have access to a wealth of knowledge. We talk about mindset stuff, which is really, that's the foundation of it, is having the right mindset. You know, making sure we're thinking right. You also have access again to the credit restoration portion of it. We walk you through that process. You have access to business credit, building a business, starting, all of those things are within the course. You know, we just wanted to show you that it's just not, credit repair. So you actually have access to everything you need when it comes to building a financial standpoint.
Yeah.
Like right tonight, we're talking about the home buyers portion of it.
Yeah.
Where your credit needs to be and everything.
Yeah, so just to kind of lead off of what Dennis is saying, this is our Get to It Academy. So we've taken our 15 years of experience in helping people purchase homes and helping people fix their credit and helping people start LLCs and helping people get business funding. And instead of it being, all these different, different things that we know how to do for people, we put it all into one through the Get to It Academy. So yeah, just as Dennis was saying, we've got great, lots of lessons in here, mindset masterclass, book of the month, side hustles you can start today, get your credit right, which is a huge course in itself. I mean, it goes over basics, 7 steps to a 7+ credit score, dealing with bankruptcies, identity theft, co-signing judgments, building positive credit, all of that. How to buy a house, how to buy a car the right way, how to start a business, which is like how to form an LLC, and what's the difference between a DBA, an LLC, a sole proprietorship, that type of thing, how to build business credit, how to get credit for your business, which is really important because the reason most businesses fail is because they don't have any cash, and then how to get funding or cash for your business. So that's just all part of it. But let's go ahead and jump into what our webinar is about today, which is how to buy a house. And once again, me and Dennis have helped thousands of people not just get their credit fixed, but also actually get them in contact with a lender and a realtor, and just help them get everything ready so that when they go to get that loan, they're already ready. So this is part of the course. And Dennis, I'm just going to kind of scroll through and I'm going to let you just take it by the horns.
Yeah, for sure. So of course, with when it comes to purchasing a home, like we said, the first thing is really just having the right mindset, because to go from renting to going to purchasing a home, it's a major leap. It's a much different ball game. So you definitely want to make sure that you're in the right mind frame and that you're actually prepared to go into a home. Because with when we rent, of course, we're used to when you get into the home, mainly it's having the first month rent and then having a security deposit, right? That's normally good enough to get us into a rental. But when it comes to purchasing a home, there's a lot more documents that's needed, and then also too, there's you have closing costs, you have your down payments and things like that. They do have programs where you can try to get in with no money down, but tonight's not about the no money down programs, because those are different things that you have to go through and you actually have to qualify for. And most people income wise don't even qualify for those no money down programs. Because it's like your income, if your income is over 25,000, then you're probably not going to qualify for a no money down program. Because in most homes, I know some homes are single income homes, but most homes are 2 income homes in many cases, which just knocks you out of that no money down program. But anyhow, as far as with the credit, you have a lot of lenders that say they can get you approved at a 580. Mm-hmm. And in some cases it's true, but there's just a lot of red tape with that. If you're just at a 580, one, they're going to want a lot more money down. And like I said, it's just a lot of red tape to go through. So what we really try to do is really just get the credit at least to a 620 or better, more like a 640 or better, right? Because if you have a 640 or better credit score, you don't have any open collections outside of medical and things like that, then you more than likely will get approved for your home loan. You know, as long as your income, your debt to income ratio is in place. Because a lot of times that is what happens with people that we work with. You know, we'll get the credit where it needs to be. They'll be ready to get in front of a lender. We get them in front of a lender, and it's not that they don't get it's not that they get denied. It's basically the debt to income sometimes just knocks them out. Because say like you might be looking at a $250,000 house, but you only get approved for 80,000. So that doesn't work, right? And then that's normally what happens in those cases when we send someone through our program. You know, so making sure that your income is in place, you know, making sure that you do have money saved up for a down payment, because they'll be looking at, they want at least 3.5% down, because most people will do a FHA loan unless you're a veteran and you want to use your VA. Now, if you're using your VA, then there's no money down with the VA, you know, as long as everything is in place. The conventional loan is they normally want like 5% down for a conventional loan. It's just a little bit more down there. And the USDA loan is like if you're looking to move out rural and you know, way out somewhere. And the USDA loans are a little bit, from what I've seen, are a little bit more difficult to get.
They're harder to get.
You know.
Yeah, they're harder to get for sure. But yeah, I mean, if you've got a 620 credit score, the chances of you getting to a lender and getting financed are really good. Just make sure you've got if they want to see that you've been working on your job for the last 2 years. Yeah, that's really important. Solid employment. It's okay. Like, let's say you're a nurse and you move from one hospital to another hospital. That's okay because it's still in the same industry. But they want to see 2 years of employment, and then they want to see 2 years of tax returns. And then, of course, they are going to want to see some of your bank statements over the last few months. They don't like to see 30-day lates. Or not 30-day lates, excuse me. Insufficient funds, NSFs. That's what I meant. Yeah, no more on the credit. They don't want to see 30-day lates. Not more. You can have one in the last 12 months.
Right.
But if you've got that, and unfortunately, if you've got that, then I mean, we've got great lenders, whether it's here in San Antonio or Texas, that we can get you to get your to get a pre-approval. And then that's really the first step, is making sure you've got those other things. You've got your 2 years on the job. 3.5% is the minimum for the down payment, but you really need to have closer to 5%, right? If it's a $200,000 house, you really need about 10K. It's a $300,000 house, you really need about 15K, because you're going to have a lot. You're going to have closing costs, down payment costs, inspector fees. So, and you want to have that sitting in an account, right? So if it's a $300,000 house, you want to have about 15K, set aside, because the lenders want to know where that's from. So it's just really a few of those things. You've got your job for two years, you got your tax returns for 2 years, you got your down payment of 5%, you got a 620 or better, preferably a 640, because at a 640 you'll just cruise through, right? It's a lot easier. You can have a couple collections, a couple charge-offs, some medicals, but overall it's got to be more good than bad on it. And that's and then your debt to income, like Dennis was saying, is that you can't be you can't have all of your income going to your car and your credit cards and stuff like that. You really got to pay those things down, so that you have more available monies that go towards the mortgage. So that's all, really important stuff. But it all really starts with the credit. Once you've got the credit, and I like to tell people that work on your credit, and at the same time you're saving money for the down payment, and you're just getting all of your other ducks in a row. Normally the process takes 6 months, maybe a year to to get it all together. So these are he says buying a house the traditional way, FHA, conventional, VA, and USDA. And we will be taking some questions. So, I mean, if you want to type something in the chat box, we may not get to it right here in the moment, but we will get to it here after we come back to you. So if you've got any questions, go ahead and type them in there, and we'll come back and see if we can answer those questions for you. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and move on to, if you are self-employed or a business owner, how do you go about purchasing a home? Uh-oh, that's inside the course. Yeah, a sneak peek there. Okay, let's.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Dennis. You can talk about the self-employed or business owner.
Yeah, so if you're self-employed and or a business owner, then the traditional route of purchasing a home won't work for you, right? Because as a business owner, of course, when you're filing your taxes and everything, we try to write off as much stuff as possible, which means that we show very little income that's showing, right? And so when you get in front of a lender and they look at your credentials, you might say you might have made 100,000 that year, but you wrote off 80,000 of it. So really you only made 20,000 is what they're looking at, right? And so that won't work to get you approved for a home loan. So as a business owner, you're either going to write off less and pay way more in taxes so that you can show income, or they do have there's a loan that they have out, which is basically like a bank loan. And what they do is they'll look at 12 months of your bank statements. So that's what they'll base your income off of, is your bank statements. But your credit has to be really good. They're looking for a 720 or better credit score.
Yeah,
right?
And that's and like Dennis said, I mean, that's for business owners, because a lot of business owners, you take a lot of write-offs, and but when it comes to buy a house, you got to show that you make the money. So we have lenders that work with those business owners who maybe they're running 100,000, 200,000 through their bank, but it's showing that on their taxes that they're only claiming 50 grand, right? So we have lenders that can look at the bank account and see, okay, there's lots of cash flow here, and as long as you've got that that 720 credit score, there's a very good chance you can get financed with that.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Sure. All right, let's go to creative finance. Now, this is one that I have lots to say about. I have lots. Uh-oh, who's that guy? Yeah. All right. Everybody, I don't even know if I need to find it. We're going to stop on this guy. I don't know. Creative financing. Mm-hmm. We hear a lot of this. Of course, we're here in San Antonio, but we hear a lot of people that call us and say, hey, I want to do a lease option. I want to do a rent to own. I want to do a for sale by owner. But unfortunately, a lot of folks, since this is their first time, buying a property, they really don't understand. Okay. And the only reason they want to go this route is because their credit sucks, right? Their credit scores are low. And of course, my first advice is, spend a couple $1,000, fix up your credit, then you're going to have good credit, and then you can go buy any house that you want in the entire city, and at the best interest rates possible, right? But let's go ahead and talk about some of these other creative financing ways. And of course, Dennis, if I miss anything, please just jump on in and let me know. But one of the ones that we hear a lot about are the rent to owns and the lease option. And someone will call us and say, oh yeah, I put $15,000 down, $20,000 down on this lease option and rent to own. And now they've been in the house for maybe 2 years or 3 years, and they're calling us in a panic, right? Like a month or two before their lease option, because that's what it is. It's just an option for a certain amount of time that they have. to buy the house. It's kind of like rent to own, you know, you don't own it, you're just renting it. And if you stop paying, then they come and take your TV back, you know, and it's the same thing with the house. So yeah, let's say theoretically, right, you buy a house for 100K, you put $20,000 on paper, it says, okay, you only owe 80,000. Now you're going to pay $1,000 a month. Of course, the interest is like 10%, but within a 3-year period, generally it's 24 months, maybe 36 months, you have to refinance that house into your name, which means you have to get a mortgage because it's an option to purchase that property at some time in the future. That's all that is, whether it's a rent to own or a lease option. So, you know, unless it's almost built for more sophisticated investors, like if you saw a commercial property that you were interested in and you were going to arrange financing, right now you wanted to get into it, but you knew that you were going to arrange financing for that property in the future. And if you're going to go that route as a first-time buyer, that's the same mentality you're going to have, right? That I'm going in right now knowing that I need to fix my credit, that I've got to save up a down payment, that I've got to do all of this because I'm going to have to go to a lender within 24 or 36 months and then refinance it. The problem is that most people just get in and they're happy and they don't understand that's going to happen. And we hear it over and over. I mean, 2 months, 3 months before the lease is up, they're calling us, we're going to lose your house. And I'm like, this is a process we should have started 6 months, 12 months ago.
Absolutely.
You know, we do what we can, but at the same time, we're not here to bring on, we only bring on clients if we know we can help them accomplish their goal.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, sometimes it's like, we can't, you know? So that's the lease options, the rent to owns. And then we have what I call a true owner finance, where somebody really does own the house outright. There's no more, you know, there's no mortgage or anything. They paid off the home and now they want to sell it to you. If you can find a deal like that, those are generally pretty safe as long as you have the contract written up by a real estate attorney or a title company, because they're just acting as the bank. And so you've got to, you know, just now the interest rate's going to be a little bit higher and the down payment may be a little bit higher. And you can always refinance through a bank in the future, but those are normally pretty solid. If you're doing it at a title company or a lawyer's office, then it's your home and you're just paying it, you know, 30 years, $1,000 a month until it's paid for. And, you know, those are fine, I think. But if you can find them, they're generally you run into these lease options and rent to owns that they're really not designed to help people. They're really just, unfortunately, they're really just designed to get that down payment money, hope that you don't pay, and then you get kicked out. Then they flip it to the next guy or gal.
Yeah. And many times too on the rent to owns, we've had I don't know how many times we've had people come to us that's in a rent to own situation where they're paying rent to somebody, paying rent to the owner, but for whatever reason, the owner's not paying the mortgage, but the renter don't even know it, right? And so they, all they know is that they get a knock at the door that the house is being foreclosed on, and these folks have been paying their money all that time to rent from somebody. So those situations can be very, very, very sticky. So
yeah,
make sure you really understand what you're getting into if you try to go into a rent to own or a lease option situation, and really from day one you getting in there, get on top of getting your credit right so that you can get that thing refinanced as soon as possible. You know?
And that's something that we're here. You know, we're here to be a resource. You know, to the community, and let them know this is how these things work. You know, because it's something that until you've seen it firsthand, until you've experienced it, and you know, you don't know how it works, right? It's not in your wheelhouse, right? It's because most people don't go and buy homes every day. You do it once or twice in your lifetime. And so you're going to a situation that you've never done that before. So you don't know apples from oranges, you know, but if you call me or Dennis, well, very quickly, you're like, well, where, you know, how is this deal structured? What are the terms? How does this work?
Yeah.
And we can tell you very quickly, okay, well, if you're going to do this, then these are the things that you need to you need to cover, when it comes to, purchasing a house.
Yep. And that's what we're here for. We're here
Mhm.
to help you guys through those situations, answer those questions, and just make sure that we're helping each other out, do the right thing.
Mhm. So I'm going to unshare the screen so I can see if can you see if we have any questions in the chat boxes there, Dennis? Can you see that? I can't see that on mine.
Let's see. I don't see any so far.
Okay. If anybody has any questions about whether it's their credit or purchasing a home, we'll give you all a few minutes to put that all in there. But this is the inside of the Get to It Academy. I know we already talked about it, and there's just a lot of great, not just a lot of great stuff. Like crucial stuff when it comes to, starting a business and getting a strong foundation, for you and your family.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Well, let's go. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to stop the share. Okay, go back. Let's see here. Yeah, no questions in here. Well, I guess let me just ask, who here would be a first-time home buyer? I guess you can just chat in the box, me or yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, good deal.
Excellent.
Is that Monica? Good deal.
Okay. Dominique.
Uh-huh.
All right. Okay. So what I encourage, and this is, what Coach Dennis was talking about with mindset earlier is, that's the first thing he led with. And I think that's all, he always leads with that, which is awesome, because without the right mindset, if you have a goal, you have to move towards that goal. Whatever it is in life, you want to learn how to play the piano. Well, you got to start reading a book on how to play the piano, at least go to, or find someone who can teach you. You want to learn how to, if you want to get fit, you need to start, walking, right? You want to move towards that goal. So this is awesome that y'all are here and just taking that first step, because you're putting yourself in contact with you're networking with this, essentially with people that have been doing this for 15 years and can really help. So it's awesome that y'all are here, and y'all can call us, right? Dennis, can you put in the chat box, we've got our phone number. If y'all want to reach out to us and you want us to take a look at your credit and, give y'all a consultation, give us a call. Right now, of course, we're on the call, but we're normally 11 to 7, Monday through Friday. You can give us a ring. But the first step really is to pull your credit report. And that's the first thing that we would ask y'all. Okay, we need about 15,000. Okay, so you said that typically, okay, we have a question here. You said that typically for $300,000 home, we need about 15,000 down to get a pre-approval. Would I already have to have the 15,000? Yes. Now it can be like a gift from, from a family member, but you're going to want it or something like that, or if it's in cash underneath the mattress, the bank wants to, the lenders want to see where it came from. So if you don't have it, or if you do have it, you want to put it into an account and let it sit there. It's called seasoning. They want to see that it's been in the account for a few months. Now you could go to the lender and say, okay, I've got good credit, and they'll say, okay, they wouldn't really give you they may give you what I would call, it's not even like an approval. It's like a pre-approval that says, okay, your credit's good enough. Your job time is strong. As long as you've got, once you will be able to close once you have that money, so you could probably get one of those. What would you say about that, Dennis?
Yeah. The lenders, what they would do is, and I have a really good lender I've been working with for a while now. And he actually just helped me close on a house earlier this year. And so with once you get in, once we look at the credit, make sure, of course, the credit is good, so we have no issues there. The lender will give you you can let him know how much of a house you're looking for.
Pre-qual.
And he will give you a pre-qual. He will give you a pre-qual letter based on what you tell him, right, that you're looking for. And so whatever that number is, you can get the pre-qual, but when they get ready to, with that letter, you can even get with a realtor and go out and start shopping.
Mm-hmm.
But when they get ready, when everything get ready to come to the table, they will dig deeper into your income to make sure that, you know, that they put you in the right situation. So as long as you have the funds and what majority of the money is? Yes, you can use your 401k as a down payment for your home. Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely. And the pre-qual is pre-qualification.
Yeah.
So you can get that pre-qualification letter and you can go look at homes, but when you go to you know, put your make an offer, right? And then you're going to have to, you know, put a little earnest money down. Then that's when the lender will be like, okay, that's fine. It's in your 401k. Let's start moving stuff around. And that's a great part about, you know, we have our expertise and we're not mortgage lenders, but once you're with the mortgage lender, they're going to walk you through it, right? You don't have to be an expert in all these and everything, right? Just as long as you've got those basics down, 640 credit score, you've got access to the cash, you've been on your job for 2 years. That's pretty much, those are like the main basics there.
Yep. 2 years employment history, you know, 620 better credit score across the board. No collections, no open collections outside of medical. And charged off accounts, they really don't count those against you for the FHA. And yeah, as long as the scores are there and there's no, again, no major collections outside of medical, you're pretty much good on the credit side, you know.
And Dennis just put the link out there. It's at launchmycreditscore.com. You get a full tri-merge credit report. It's FICO scores, TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, all in one. So it's very, very close to a mortgage pool. It's not exactly a mortgage pool because there's FICO for mortgages, FICO for credit cards, but it's very close. It's normally, you know, maybe a little bit higher than FICO mortgage, but that's the first place to start. Take a look at your credit there. And if you pull your credit and you're like, hey, I'm in a good situation, my credit looks good and I've got the money, give us a ring. We can get you over to a lender. Or if you look at your credit and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, I need some help, you know, give us a call and we'll review it with you and map out a plan. So I wanted to show our course real quick, the Get to It Academy. I know we saw the inside of the course, and let me see here. And this gives you access to, you know, the 7 categories, the 30 lessons. You get a strategy session with me and Dennis to go over everything with you. And we talked about the intro videos, mindset, book of the month, side hustles, get your credit right, which is a $1,500 value. Side hustles is great too. It talks about how to make money with like affiliate marketing, which we can actually really help you with how to make money in affiliate marketing, how to buy a house, how to buy a car. We know the lenders. I get calls all the time and I point my clients to the right lenders that like to give car loans. And I know who they are. And based on your credit, I can send you right to them. And they're like, holy smokes, I just got approved for 50 grand, 60 grand. And it's a good interest rate. So the course is only, I mean, it's a value of $48.79. It's only $27 a month. Boom.
Can't beat it.
You really can't beat it. It's only $27 a month. We have our weekly Zoom calls every week. It could be Thursdays, Fridays. We're still seeing when's the best time, but it's only $27 a month to have access to us and have access to all of that information right there. You would go to gettoitacademy.com and
in the chat.
Yeah, you've got that in the chat. And you just go down to the bottom and sign up. And if you sign up for a year for $243, then it's actually comes with 3 months of a free annual membership. So it's 3 months free. with an annual membership. So, Dennis,
Yeah, I
what do you
mean,
got for us?
so there looks like we got another question. Let's see, would these same steps apply for purchasing an apartment building? No. Well, as far as with the credit, yes, your credit would still need to be in a good position, really depending on how we're going at it, because you'll need to get funding for the apartment building. That's a different conversation from yeah, from purchasing a single family home, you know. But but you know what? Let me retract, because if we're talking about an apartment building, as far as multi, that process, it is the same for a 1 to 4 unit. If it's a 1 to 4 unit, you can purchase an apartment building with the FHA loan. That you can do. Now, once it's over 4 units, if it's 5 units or more, that's when it becomes commercial, and it's a different ball game at that point. But if you're talking about 1 to 4 unit, then yes, the process is exactly the same with purchasing a single family home. You can do that with FHA for sure.
Even buying
let me know if that makes sense too, if you understand that.
And as long as the credit is good, you know, really they're looking for if it's just a straight commercial property, a 660 is about the minimum. They really want to see a 680, maybe a 700. 660 would be the minimum, and your down payment would be a little bit higher. They normally like 10, 15, maybe 20%. But the credit's really important, you know. And once again, if your credit is already pretty strong, or if you've got the down payment, right, it's either cash, collateral, or credit. Those are the 3 C's of getting loans. Sometimes you can have a big piece of collateral, but you don't need the credit and you don't have any cash, right? Or if you've got lots of cash to put down, but your credit's not so good, you know. And so those are the 3 C's, you know, cash, collateral, or credit.
Yeah, for sure. But that's definitely a good question too, you know, because the apartment buildings, I know, we don't see them so much here in San Antonio, but in other parts of the world, you know, 2 flats, 3 flats, you know, those that's a great way to get started. You can buy you a 2 flat or 3 flat, and you know, you have a apartment on each floor, and then in other parts of the world you have the basement, so you can live in one and rent the other ones out, you know. And you can do this with again, FHA loan for sure.
Yeah. Do we have any more questions? Okay. Well, I guess one other thing that I wanted to touch on is that also, you know, being a member of the course for the $27 a month, in addition to having access to me and Dennis, and then having access to the course, and we're going to be adding on to the course, of course, you know, as the year goes on, other things that y'all may be interested in, and having, you know, guest speakers come on that are experts in you know, in real estate investing, and that are successful entrepreneurs, and really create a community around that. But it's also another way to make extra income for yourself, because even though it's once you join, and I don't know, of course, I think everyone would want to do this, we give you an affiliate link, and with that affiliate link, you can promote it anywhere you want. Your Facebook, your email, text it to your friends and family, you name it. And then they come to one of our Zoom meetings, and then they sign up. Then we want to be partners with you, and we want to split that $27 right down the middle. And you're like, okay, so it's only $13.50. Well, that's true, but you know, you get 10 people sign up, it's $135. Got 100 people sign up, it's $1,300. I mean, it could add up, you know. And it's really to help you and your family and everyone, like, get your credit right. Like it says there, buy your first home, start a business, how to secure funds for your business, get personal loans, get your mindset right. Like all like really positive stuff, you know. And that's what we're here and all about. So, absolutely. Dennis, you want to finish up?
Yeah, for sure, man. First off, just I appreciate, we appreciate
Thank you.
everybody that showed up tonight,
Thank
man.
you.
And got the info. I hope you guys found value tonight, and really take the information and do something with it. You have the link in the chat to launchmycreditscore.com. The first step is to get access to your report so you can know what's going on. Once you get that report, feel free again to give us a call, 210-248-9061. The number is in the chat. You can just give us a call. If me or Robby don't answer, you can ask for myself or ask for Robby.
Or Cindy.
Or ask for Cindy.
She's part of our team.
Cindy is part of our family. She's on here, but she's not going to show her face right now. That's okay, because
she's our meat processor. She knows everything that's going on.
Absolutely. You guys will meet Cindy. Cindy is amazing.
Yeah.
She's wonderful, man. Like, we would not be able to do what we do without her. And I want to say that, on here right now with everybody that's here, man, we love her. And again, we wouldn't be where we're at right now without her, period. So
well, we want you to join us next. We want you to join us next week. Like I said, it's probably gonna be next Thursday, probably at the same time. And I wish we knew. I think we're going to be talking about either how. Well, I was going to ask you. I mean, what did y'all want to hear more about? How to form an LLC, how to side hustles, how to get funding for a business, how to build business credit. Anybody out there who?
Any suggestions? Anybody for next week? Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, anybody got any suggestions on what y'all want to talk about next week, and we can prepare for that.
For sure. Well, y'all got our numbers. Y'all got our information. You've got our emails or our texts. So feel free to reach out to us, and we want to be a resource and help y'all accomplish your dreams.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. This has
Thank
been great.
you.
Yeah, thank y'all. Let's say surprise us. All right. For sure.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much for coming to our webinar. We really, really appreciate your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all have a good night.
All right. Take care.